What's going on, guys? Just got done watching that fight night on Fox. Lee versus Iaquinta 2. Now, wanted to talk a little bit about this fight today and just really go over, what happened and how Iaquinta scored that victory. So, pretty much how I saw it was Kevin Lee seemed to come into the fight really, I think maybe underestimating Iaquinta. He says before the fight, You know, I've gotten so much better since our first fight, even though we lost that one still, nonetheless. He's gotten so much better, and he just sees Iaquinta staying the same. Now, Al Iaquinta is a very underrated fighter, I believe, in this division, and he just proved that from this fight. Honestly, I believe he proved that when he went 5 rounds with Khabib and stood up from most of his takedowns. He was never held down and dominated as everyone has been before to Khabib, even Conor McGregor. Well, that's not a great example. Conor McGregor's not the greatest on the ground, but nonetheless, you see what I'm saying. And, so he starts out, feel like Kevin Lee's just straight coming in underestimating the guy, and Al Iaquinta has a monstrous counter game, and he really put that on display tonight. He came in there confident, looking for a shot, not overcommitting with anything. Comes in that first round when he first or second round he comes in, fakes the takedown. I really thought that was interesting. That really threw Kevin Lee off, and I think it was a great game plan. Whoever thought of that, maybe it was just him on the spot. Who knows? But he comes in, fakes the single leg, throws a reverse elbow, clips him with the backhand. Now we know if this would have caught with the elbow, would have been pretty devastating, but still catches with the hand pretty clean, and I think it was a great shot. They were talking a lot about how Kevin Lee's weight cut went really great this time, and I believe that is true, actually. I think they're right about that because he did get rocked in their first fight, and he didn't look as good as he did now. That was a lot earlier in his career, and he's just doing a lot better for himself now with this whole weight cut situation. And because when he first started out, he was still pretty young and just didn't maybe have the best weight cut plan, but now it seems like he's got it down pretty good. He looked great tonight, even though he got pieced up pretty good by Iaquinta. What I didn't understand is he really didn't. Kevin Lee did not shoot for as many takedowns as I thought he should have, because every time, mostly when he shot for the takedown, Iaquinta has a great takedown defense though. He did stop a few, but when he got him to the ground, he got instantly with those double underhooks. He would get right into sitting with his back. Now, he just couldn't lock up the submission, just like similar to the first fight. He just really couldn't get that submission, even though he says he's improved. Maybe Al Iaquinta is just, improved on the ground as well, kept up with Kevin Lee, and that's very interesting for this division because I feel like Kevin Lee really, he thinks he can put up a fight with Khabib, and I don't doubt it. I believe he could. They both have similar ground games. I feel like it would be a standing battle, and then we would have to see who would come out on top in that exchange. And, you know, Kevin Lee's striking isn't the greatest thing in the world. He was throwing a lot of looping right hands in that fight. Now Iaquinta is, mostly boxing them up, so he's going to see those coming from a mile away. Of course, he's going to slip out of the way of them. He caught a few shots, but never, to my recollection, to my recall of the fight, never landed one of those looping wild right hooks. I think that was just him showing he was getting a little frustrated because Quinta was just slipping everything and countering every shot Lee threw. He would counter with either a nice slick little left hook, check left hook, or he would come over the top with a right. And he throws these strikes at such weird angles, and it's really interesting to see how he lands so much. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but boy, is he great at that counter shot. He hits you right when you're at your most vulnerable. And yeah, so Kevin Lee got those underhooks in, just couldn't finish the fight. It was a great transitions on the ground. He got to his back very fast both times he got there, and he just couldn't keep it. He just could not lock in that submission. Al Quinta's submission defense is something else, I'll tell you that. He's he's really impressing me lately. He's doing a lot better than I thought he would. I thought he was in general. He is a very great fighter, very great on the feet. You know, it would have been interesting if he actually committed to one of those takedowns. I would like to see what Iaquinta's got on top, but I know they were just for fakes. But, so, Kevin Lee, well, let's talk about the fourth round. Fourth round, you know, Matt Serra said, you know, bring it all out. Let's finish. Let's start throwing, committing these strikes. So Iaquinta comes out and he does exactly what his corner tells him to do. He starts committing. He landing. This dude lands like almost everything he throws, man. He does not throw a bad strike. Okay, he's land even if it looks weird, he's gonna land it most of the time, especially when it's coming off of a missed strike from Kevin Lee or anyone for that matter. He comes over and just clocks him right over the top, or he hits him with a left hook. And, you know, that's pretty much the story of the fight right there, man. Kevin Lee just should not have been standing with him that much. He's just not as good as a striker as Iaquinta, and that's just because that's what Iaquinta is. He's a striker, and Kevin Lee is a grappler, so I don't know why he was trying to strike that much. He didn't, I don't believe he attempted one takedown in the first round, which is very odd. You know, I'd figure he'd come out and he would try to take him down and dominate him like he did with Edson Barbosa. What I don't understand is why he wasn't, you know, jumping on top of him, getting that half or full guard, and then pounding him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just went straight for the back hooks and thinks he would get the submission, but obviously that wasn't going to happen. We saw that in the first fight. I don't know why he thinks, you know, a few years of difference could mean a lot, but you did still lose to the guy nonetheless. No matter how much you got better, you can't just assume that he didn't get better, because this guy went 5 rounds with the undefeated Khabib Nurmagomedov. Okay, he's no joke. Khabib is no joke, and Kevin Lee really is no joke either, but only when he fights smart, and he did not fight very smart tonight in my eyes. He should have taken him down, passed his guard, and just throw shots. I don't understand why you just have to get the submission, dude. You need to land shots. You need to win those rounds. Even if you win by decision, you know, you're still dominating the guy, but you weren't trying to do that, which was confusing to me. It just really didn't make any sense. But yeah, and then the 5th round was more of the same. Iaquinta, beautiful counter shots, rocked him multiple times during that round. Near the end, I thought he might have actually gotten the knockout for a second. He was just piecing him up. Kevin Lee was beat after the fight, man. That last round was brutal. Iaquinta doesn't chase the finish, though, and he doesn't need to if he's getting those scorecards. I mean, it would have been nice to see a knockout, of course. That's what everyone wants in UFC, but I like that the slick counter shots. I think that's just as good. It's really, really great fight for the last card on Fox. Really, some great times on with the Fox deals. And you know, Iaquinta moving up. This kind of puts the division in a weird spot. I really don't know. I believe Kevin Lee. Just I can't see who he fights next. He needs someone, another good striker where he can really try to put his wrestling on display, or you know, maybe I don't know. He already he does not need the title shot after this. That's the only thing I really know. And Iaquinta, man, you got to give him another top 5 guy. You know, maybe Edson Barbosa after that win tonight. That'd be a great fight. He wants the rematch with Khabib, but I believe he does deserve this, but maybe not right now. Give him another top 5 guy. Let him display that true striking. Edson Barbosa would be a very fun fight, and that would be really entertaining. And then after the fight, I was a little confused, as was Kevin Lee. I was confused at his look. He acted like he won the fight. You know, he was walking over all confident, smiling, like, yep, this is my win. But it clearly wasn't. His corner had to have known he lost that fight. He lost the last 2 rounds, and one of those first 3. I can't remember which one off the top of my head. But yeah, he was getting pieced up, and you could see that after the fight in his face. Way more pieced up than Iaquinta. But, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Alright guys, well thanks for sticking around. Hope to do more of these videos after some future fight nights, UFC pay-per-views. Love to talk about this stuff, and hope you enjoyed the gameplay and the talk. I will see you guys in the next video.
Round 3, the legs buckle, and he's down.
We'll see how the judges saw it. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-28. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Raging Iaquinta.
All right, so the no-nonsense Iaquinta getting it done here at a big...